Welcome back, guys. It is time for part 2 of this week's episode. We are here. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is part 2. For those live, thank you very much for sticking with us through the break. We will get straight back into the action with the rest of the guys. Let's do it.
That's us. Guys.
So, Keon glances forwards toward the path ahead, a narrow stretch leading to the lower lift that will carry you directly to the docks. They haven't made a move yet, but we've picked up a tail. I don't know who they are, but if they're circling about this job, all I know is they're good. Quiet. We need to keep moving, and quickly.
Ulrich keeping pace sort of next to him, trying to look nonchalant as he can, sort of like, oh yes, items and things over here. He'll sort of keep a close enough distance to Keon, like, do you think someone knows who you are and knows what you were up to? You're not an easily found man, I know this.
It's not just me, is it? What they're after.
You could be Iron Shade.
Could be. And just as he says that, it seems like the wind shifts, carrying the faint scent of copper and the kind of smell that's like tends to follow spellcraft. Somewhere behind you, a vendor's lamp flickers unnaturally before stabilizing. What do you guys want to do?
The very first thing that I would like to do, very silently and a bit to myself, detect magic.
Okay. You do that and you sense there are all your party's magical items. You do see that a couple of folks within a 30 feet radius, not behind you, but in and around a couple of doorways and such, will their daggers or their swords or their bows will glow, or maybe their armaments will glow. But there doesn't seem to be anything directly in your vicinity that seems to cause you any issue.
Yep. We have 10 minutes, so just in case.
Okay.
Yero's going to, again, sort of... Will she have heard what Keon was saying, or was that said just to Ulrich?
No, he said it loud enough that you should all have heard it.
Yero's going to, again, sort of nonchalantly sort of go to the other side, so they're sort of not massing out, but so they're not all clumped together one behind the other, just sort of, again, looking to another stall maybe a little bit further along, just sort of as she's walking past Ulrich and Keon, just saying, we'll keep our eyes and ears open, just let us know when we need to move. And she's just, again, nonchalant, like picking up fruit and looking at things and things like that, just kind of sort of trying not to appear obvious, but sort of looking again at all other ways of if they need to suddenly run, which ways they can go.
Okay, make me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Just before you, Dan, anything from Peanut or Coric?
I'm on his shoulders. So I'm just kind of like wherever Ulrich's walking, Peanut's just kind of there. She's like kind of like playing the drum on the top of his head for a bit.
Okay.
Ow.
Coric?
There's nothing specific from Coric. I think he's just going to kind of try to be discreetly looking around. But obviously Coric's stature does make that slightly tricky in this crowded environment.
Suspicious shoes.
Okay. What was the perception check?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You begin to start surveying the area, looking for routes out if needed.
Mm-hmm.
You do see that there are a couple, but this where you are in the city, it's almost like a maze. You could race down left if you wanted to, or right, but where they go and whether it can lead you somewhere, you start to figure out very quickly that this is like a rabbit warren down here. So then you change your focus and you start to read the crowd. You begin to start looking behind you, and as you you do see that there are a couple of figures. They're not within 30 feet of you, but there are figures that as your eyes kind of move across to where they are, they will kind of turn and almost looks as though movements are staged as such, i.e.
Right.
they are aware that you are looking for them. So
Right.
people begin to shift. You see shadows move. Keon turns and says, if they're bold enough to tail us in broad daylight in Dustport, they're either desperate or damn fucking confident. Either way, we need to move, and quickly.
Where are we going to? Tell us and we'll start.
Dock 17 in the docks, let's go. And he just immediately drops the route that he was looking at, turns, and begins to march towards the lift.
Ulrich, following behind him, says, should we stick together or do you want to do a split and meet as it used to be?
We best stick together. If one or two people split and then they just stay together.
Yeah, we're going to see Keon drop and then move, and then Ulrich move. She's going to give it a second beat, sort of put the fruit down that she was looking at and turn and start following. Again, trying to make it as sort of seemingly as flowy as possible. Not that it's a quick drop and run, that it's like she's sort of gone, no, I can't afford it today. And then sort of like moving back again, kind of trying to move with a bit of haste, but not in the sense that she's trying to make it look obvious. And again, like trying to sort of, as she's going past other stalls, picking up the route that he was looking at, picking up other things. So seemingly still shopping, but moving at a haste to do things. So it's not too obvious what's going on.
Perfect.
Dropping banana peels, ball bearings, just creating.
Yeah. Just knocking things over, tipping a chair over, just like sort of creating a little distraction, but just trying to again make it, and then just sort of giving Coric and Octavius like a look of like, we should be going now, and then moving along.
Okay, you begin to move, Yarrell.
Coric's going to be doing his best to keep up.
Okay.
And somehow look discreet while doing it.
Okay, Octavius, Peanut.
Where he goes.
He is riding the mech.
Okay, no problem. Octavius.
Peanut want a cracker?
He would be sorry. He would be mostly in the back a little bit. He does have the feeling like, oh, we are speeding up. Shit, something's happening. So even without a word, he still keeps the detect magic on, just in case. And he's like the last one, so in case they get like closer, so he'll be able to feel it. But he is going fast enough to catch up to them, but slow enough to be the last, to make sure that everyone's there. Even Korhek, just like, go, go, go!
Okay.
Going as fast as I can.
You begin to
Go
move.
faster!
And as you move through the streets of Dustport, they are alive with chaos. Not the chaos of panic, but of movement, noise, life itself. Steam hisses from Skytram vents. Street vendors hawk fried root fruit and grilled serpent on a stick. Somewhere above, a bell clangs to mark the shift change in the lift towers. The city's pulse is fast, and right now it matches yours. Keon weaves through the dense crowd near a freight yard, glancing over his shoulder more often than ahead. They're close. I don't see them yet, but I feel them. We head to Dock 17. The ship's called Bianca. Oh, Whisper set this up. We just need to get there. He doesn't wait for discussion. He picks up speed and vanishes down a tight stairwell between two rusted scaffold buildings.
Rick grabs Coric and just pulls him under an arm and goes, right, off we go. And just Peanut and Coric under in tow just starts moving at pace.
Alright, time to disappear. And he's going to try and disappear into the crowd a little bit. So he's going to get to that point just without, because Ulrich is a Goliath, let's be honest here. He's the biggest guy out there. I don't think sticking with him is going to be the best option here. So just seeing them start to run off, he'll be pretty much like, okay, like let's plan B then.
And one always abandon the big guy.
Okay. Korik, as Ulrich begins to kind of like bend down to pick you up, what do you do?
I mean, there's not a lot that I imagine he can do.
With his legs.
But as he's kind of held there, he's just going to kind of dangle and go, I mean, you could have at least asked first.
Sorry, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I've got long legs.
I mean, I'm a grateful, I appreciate it, but you know, I feel it's a little bit condescending. You know, I can, you know, I'm not that slow.
You seem to be struggling.
Yes. Well, thank you. I do appreciate it, but at the same time,
I can put you, like, as he's striding through the cars, like, I can put you down if you like, if you want to. It's okay.
We'll pass that now. We'll pass that now.
Through.
Holding it by the back of the waistcoat, like, do you want to get down? Do you want to get down?
Yeah.
Your boots hammer on metal and stone, ducking under hanging laundry and leaping the occasional gap where the walkways give way to open air. The deeper you get into the lower dock district, the sound of wind rattles sails, shouting dockhands, and the far-off roar of liftstone engines humming to life. As you reach the final tier, the city begins to tilt downward. A sloped district of warehouses, tethers, and catwalks. The docks lie just beyond. Sprawling timber platforms suspended over open sky, each one moored to massive iron spires that anchor them to the floating isle. You hear a voice behind you, a barked command, not in common, and then another, closer. Whoever is tracking you is keeping up.
Does the barks, what kind of language? We wouldn't know unless what it was, but I speak Draconic and Giant. Was it either of those two languages?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I speak Auran. I don't know if it's any of that either.
No.
I speak 6 languages.
Does anybody speak Infernal?
Oh.
You should, Octavius.
Touche. I speak so many things, but just the common stuff, you know?
Then no.
Infernal
No?
for me.
Okay. It is not a language any of you can comprehend.
It sounds aggressive though. Like
yes.
From what
Guttural.
from what it sounds like, we can assume it's coming our way, given what we know and all those kind of things. Would we know? Does it sound like it's like an order for something, or just someone shouting something somewhere else? We can pick it out as a.
You won't know, but it's a barked command. It's you don't know if it's linked.
Like
it's fine.
It's just sounding a bit sort of sharp and.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Ulrich is a soldier. He knows commands when he hears them, no matter what tongue they're in. He knows the tone. The second that kicks in, his boot just skids, and he's just right off we go. And into a run, he's just off down towards the dock.
Okay.
Yara's gonna take flight and fly down as fast as she can.
Okay. The rest of you, what are you guys doing?
Octavius, rather than going in for a run, he's gonna hide around the crowd, just putting down his head, putting down his mask. Just very Conarsis pretty much type, where he's like going around people and making shortcuts and such. In a very like an easy man, trying to hide more than he's trying to run. But at the same time, like he's keeping up the pace, like looking back a little bit like, oh shit, ooh, let's take this turn. Oh yeah, they're around this corner.
Okay.
He's going to tense up his stomach just to try and avoid some kind of hernia or internal injury from being held in the arms of a running Goliath.
It's actually a very smooth journey. Cradles you.
Oh, you're on wheelies! Oh, I didn't realise.
Go gadget skates. Could as we start going quite fast, could Yeril just quickly fly round a corner and go immediately straight up to kind of keep going, but try and from an aerial height see who's following and how many?
Absolutely. You duck down like round a corner and just
Yeah,
straight
just
up.
trying to sort of so they don't really see me go up, like trying to hide me going up. so
Okay.
it's not
Roll
too
me a.
obvious.
It isn't obvious, but roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
Quiet flying.
So, yeah. 15.
Okay. You duck down and you. Now roll me a
I mean,
perception check,
imagine-
please.
Okay.
Joe?
bird is
Sorry,
flying.
Peanut?
Peanut is literally holding, like, as Ulrich is running, he kind of has, like, her hand, like, on his forehead, so, like, he's kind of like, oh my god, as he's, like, trying to run. She's, like, fully gripping his head at this point, like, trying to hold on for dear life. But she's really enjoying the ride, like, she's like, she's laughing at, like, Korik the whole time, like, she's having a ball.
Okay.
17.
17. With a 17, you spot at least 3 individuals that are making their way towards your area, but all from different points.
Okay, are they all?
They're not in a
behind-
group, and they are.
No.
They're 3. You see 3 different people, and they're moving at pace towards your general direction.
I don't know why I heard the word 17 and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Keon doesn't stop. He
Right,
continues to
okay.
run. He points ahead and cuts through a gated security post that's been left half open. Its guards long gone for shift changes or bribes or what, but they are not there. Up ahead, you see the first massive dock cranes swing lazily above their moored ships. Dock 17 is somewhere nearby. You don't see Bianchi yet, but her berth can't be far.
Okay. Yero's going to fly down as quick as she can to meet Ulrich and Keon again, sort of as she's coming, either like just go into a running or fly alongside at the same speeds. And she's just going to say, "There's three behind us. They're all on their way. They're coming at some speed. We need to get out of here, Keon. Where is this Bianca?"
Dock 17, move, let's go. And he just begins running.
Yero's going to pack up some speed then and just start following them and get maybe try, if she can, because she has a little bit more of a flight speed, try and maybe fly just a bit farther ahead to try and find 17,
Okay.
Bianca, just something to try and at least then find their point of contact.
Ulrich is in full tilt run, both action and bonus action dashing at this point. 35 feet of movement, just
just
a
dashing
full
with,
70.
with flight, just going for it.
Okay. You all begin to race on. The sky docks of Dustport are unlike anything else in Soltharan. Built along the southernmost edge of the island, the docks jut out over nothing but open sky. They're held aloft by a lattice of steel struts and liftstone anchors and weather-worn timbers. The wind here carries the scent of warm metal, coal smoke, aether fuel, and the strange tang of engineered lift gases. Rope bridges and iron walkways sway between berths like spider webs in a storm. Massive skyships of every shape and size fill the skyline, some gleaming with gilded hulls, some bearing merchant crests, others government banners, others are patched together from scavenged parts, some flying black flags or no colours at all. Steam rises from docking towers, mechanical cranes groan under the weight of cargo and ships alike. Above you, tether lines stretch like veins connecting mooring rings to the towering skychain spires. There are hundreds of docks here at first glance, each numbered in thick, stenciled paint. Some have clean brass plaques and guards checking ledgers. Others are unmarked, unofficial, forgotten by the city, known only to smugglers and those who pay well enough to keep quiet. And above it all, the sound of the sky. Vast, open, and alive. As you arrive at the base of the docks, you pause for breath. The world feels wider somehow, like it's stretched out before you. The rooftops fall away behind you and are replaced by skyships. Keon pulls his cloak tighter. Doc 12, 13, come on, we're close, and continues to run.
Ulrich's going to look back to see if he sees anyone giving chase at this point, because docks are quite open areas, aren't they? This is just straight pathways, so he's just going to turn as he runs to see if there is.
Yeah, Yeryl's going to be the same, just looking over her shoulder, but again, looking for 17. If she can, just trying to fly a little bit further to just make sure that there's no one at the ship waiting, like as like an ambush kind of thing.
Okay, perception checks from both of you. Anything else from anybody else?
See.
22 from me for that one. So.
Perception for me is a 18.
18. Okay, you begin to look behind you, Ulrich, to start trying to catch sight of your would-be chasers. Geralt, you move forward and begin to scan ahead. You see at Dock 15, there is a group of scarred veterans arm wrestling for coin. At Dock 16, a robed elven merchant seems to be haggling furiously with a goblin quartermaster over a cargo manifest. And then you see it. You see Dock 17 etched in bright white paint against the black crane. You see docked at the far edge of Dock 17 is a ship, the Bianca. The ship looks like it has a story to tell, fast, functional, and very well worn from a life lived on the edge. Ulrich, you begin to look behind you. And it isn't what you see, but you hear first. Boots. You hear heavy footsteps, dozens of them it seems. You look up and see on metal catwalks, behind crates, across layered mazes of gantries and steamed pipes that weave through the docks, figures, hoods drawn, darting between shadows. You can't see their faces, but their intent is very clear.
Ulrich is going to shout forwards to Keon and Yerl. They are on us. Is the ship ready to go? Because we need to sail now.
I see it. I see it. I see it. It's there. I'm going to go ahead for it and just keep going.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Coric's trying to not be sick.
Being the last one, pretty much. Like, he's trying to be the last one, just to make sure everyone's going to the ship as fast as they can. Just going in, starting to run, full shift run, and very loudly, a bit behind, like, can we talk about this? Like, we're not bad people!
Hey.
Persuasion check?
Peanut?
Peter is obviously still very, very much holding on to Ulrich's head, but she's gonna, now kind of paying attention to what's going on, she's like gonna turn around, and she has the ring on that she bought in the shop, and she's just gonna turn around and like see if it does anything.
You have not attuned to it yet. It has no power, but you flick your wrist expectantly, expecting all the candlelight or lamplight around you to dim and fade. It just doesn't at the flick of your wrist, unfortunately.
I tried.
As we're running down the gangplanks towards 17, how close would you say we are, given the pace we're going right now?
Minutes, if that.
Minutes, if that. Cool. Looking to the rafters, or the cranes, or the things, Ulrich's going to be looking for cargo that's hanging by nets in things overhead. And is there anything that looks like it'd be cut, looks like it could be thrown, something that could be thrown at it to like create
There are ropes, and there are barrels, and there are crates everywhere. This is the docks, so there are plenty of things around. What are you trying to do?
So if there are any overhanging like nets with, like, you know, sort of nets of crates in them on like ropes, Ulrich's going to try and point them out to Yarrow to see if from the sky she can start cutting them. As he's running down the gangplank, he's going to start looking for large, like, things of shipments of stuff, just something that he could just quickly pull, create, like, you know, debris, confusion, people.
Okay.
If some of the like ropes that are holding these crates are up above are quite far away, I could always start generating up a guiding bolt to ignite them, to cut them. So instead of trying to get from afar, because I don't want, I'm probably imagining flying above the Bianca, so I can sort of make sure everyone gets on, but use, because it's 120 feet of casting it, so if we need to get it ahead of time to make sure Octavius is the last one out, then start sort of crashing things down, maybe just start igniting things, maybe try and even like break the gangplane that's on, so it's going to start becoming difficult for them to get through.
Excellent.
So we're past, start trashing it, basically.
Hell yeah. Athletics check from you, please, Ulrich, and then I want 2 attack rolls from you, please, Yarrow.
Okay.
Athletics, that's my specialty.
Yay! Okay.
I'm a strong man.
I'm a strong boy.
Okay, the rest of you see Ulrich begin to grab crates and start pulling them over. Peanut, as this is happening, I would say that he is throwing stuff. You would probably have been not thrown off, but kind of jolted to one side and kind of slid down his arm to the point where he places you down.
Yeah, at this point, Ulrich lets go of Korik and Peanut goes, "You can carry on from here. I've got some thrashing to do." Lets them go.
When you say let's go?
Yes, like a football. He just lines up and just goes, "Four," and launches you. Tries to throw. No, just lets you go.
That obviously doesn't happen.
Yarrow come underneath. Yarrow just says, "Yeah."
Seeing starfish through the air.
What was your athletics check, Ulrich?
24.
And Yarrow, what were your 2 attack rolls?
24 and dirty 20.
Okay. The rest of you see Ulrich begin to throw crates behind as everybody begins to race towards the end of Dock 17. Crates start flying as you see Yarrow just start firing off a couple of guiding bolts towards some nets that were hanging with a few like crates and barrels in being moved down the dockland. The guiding bolt pierces through near the top of the net, cutting it as barrels and crates begin to fall and crash. Now there is chaos. The people arm wrestling immediately jump up. There is carnage happening where oils are being spilt. There is a gangplank that swings down and crashes into the side of a ship. As this is happening, I'd like someone else to make me a perception check, please. So, Korik, Octavius, Peanut, one of you guys.
I got a +1, so. Let's sure you guys want to take over then.
Yeah, me too.
16.
16? Okay. Korik, you look back and you see these hooded figures begin to not stop, but they slow their pace dramatically, becoming more calculated, ducking and weaving as things are being dropped from above. It seems to have slowed them down, definitely.
I think we've made up some time, so let's get a bloody move on.
You race. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, are they starting to kind of bunch up now?
Yeah, they are coalescing on an area. Different tiers, so there are a handful that are on the same level as you, but there are also a handful above on gangways and planks and things they are all shifting towards this area, but they are all kind of slowing down.
Top to the gangplank to the bottom, how high roughly?
60 feet?
Okay. Fuck it, let's go mad. He's gonna, with the ones at the ground, that are all kind of all convalescing together, she is going to, her eyes are going to glow blue, she's going to summon almost like it looks like a large orb from her palm that's going to come up, and she's going to cast Moonbeam on them to try and hold them back.
Okay. So that is a saving throw, I believe, for Moonbeam.
Yes.
It's not an attack. So this beam of radiant energy just crashes down. You see that it hits directly on top of two of the hooded figures as they immediately go poof, 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 barrel off to one side, crashing into crates and barrels, as the other four just kind of like skid almost to a stop, looking up before kind of going and like racing round it.
Okay.
As you all now get to Dock 17 and begin racing down towards the end, you all see a ship. You see that her matte blackwood hull is streaked with silver markings like lightning scars. Along the bow, a weather-beaten siren figurehead leans forward into the wind. One of the aether nacelles beneath the hull pulses with a... Do you like the fact that I said nacelles, Dan?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Pulses with a flickering teal glow. However, Coric, to your trained eye, you see that it's clearly been patched more than once. It's still operational, though. You see that there are crates stacked loosely along the dockside, some marked with glyphs, others scorched by engine residue. The air around the ship hums faintly. Not just with power, but with anticipation. Keon, with a low but determined voice, as he glances round. There she is. That's Bianca. Whisper said the pilot was unconventional, but if anyone could get us out of here in one piece... He doesn't finish his sentence. As Keon moves towards the gangplank, the world seems to contract. Sounds dulling, light dimming beneath the shifting cloud above. You see that Keon stops running and begins walking. He's don't run, walk, but fast. We draw weapons here and we start a war.
Oric with hand on spear takes it and goes, everyone on board, everyone, quickly, go, 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 go. And Oric's going to stay at the edge of the air dock leading up to 17 just to make sure that everyone goes past because he's the biggest. And then we'll follow it afterwards.
Yero's going to fly down and sort of stand between the gangplank going up, kind of a bit ahead, and the gangplank where these people are coming to as like a sort of trying to make, not a wall, but just as a defense. Go, Oric, I can fly, I can follow it. Let me try and hold them off until you get in the air. Go.
Or,
go!
Don't deal with me. Oric just walks past, places a hand on his shoulders, just, all right, but they'll have to come back and get you, then you're flying us both back. And we'll walk slowly onto the gangplank.
She's going to pull out her quarterstaff, so it's not seeing as a weapon. She's going to twirl it in her hands and stand it down. She's going to stand her ground, wings out as big as they will go, and she's just going to stand and wait, keeping looking, making sure that Bianca, the moment it hits off and it's at a safer distance, she'll fly. But she is standing here ready to fight, ready to stop anyone from getting to that ship.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Clambering onto the ship. Pretty much.
So the gangplank isn't down, it is raised currently. You are all on the dockside. Is there anything anybody wants to do?
So we're not walking onto the ship right now?
No, you are walking up the side of it towards where you would board.
Like a mechanism or something to get the gangplank down?
There is not one that you can see. But as you are walking, is there anything else anybody wants to do before, Keon steps in?
So when they said don't draw weapons, spells count?
Well, yeah, I would imagine so. But you've just seen Yerrel firing off spells in the docks.
That was my point. Okay, so where it would be for us to get onto the ship, once we get to a certain point, I want to cast Cloud of Daggers just
Okay.
on that point.
On the point where where you're about to get on the ship. Okay. How does that look?
So she doesn't put it on the point for us to get like where we're gonna walk into it, but she'll put it like just off to like the side because she can move it.
Mm-hmm.
But so she'll put her hand in her bag of jelly beans, and she's gonna just throw them up in the air. And as she watches them, they start turning into like really, really like sharp, like candy canes, and they're just gonna start like spinning violently and like this like tornado to the point where it looks like a rainbow. It looks kind of cute and appealing, but it'll cut a bitch.
Okay.
So,
Excellent. You do that and you cast this spell just off to one side. Octavius, what are you doing?
Going off to the side where the bridge is pretty much supposed to be lowered, but we don't see the mechanism yet. He will be standing there and just looking a bit back at the creatures or beings. I'm not 100% sure. Which he knows he's not supposed to pull out a weapon. Not much of a problem for him. But he would like to perhaps like see what the hell they're against. Like if it's just people or if it's something greater than just humanoids.
Okay. You would have to get back towards where Yerl is stood in order to try and catch
Okay,
sight
I'm
of-
last. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
last.
yeah. Okay, so you kind of pause where Yerl is and turn. And I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Perception check. Man. 15. Not bad.
15. You can't see their faces, Octavius. They are cloaked and hooded, but they move like they move like humanoids. None of them seem to have wings or anything of that sort. Yeah, they move like humanoids, whether they're elves, humans, tabaxi, you know. It's hard to tell. They're all cloaked, but they move like humanoids.
Legs. Ah.
They are definitely bipedal.
Would you say it's like a
Apart from
14
one, which has 3, it's
So
Would
we're
you
jogging
say-
movement.
like
yeah.
a 30
Octopus and a
movement
cape.
speed or 14 movement speed?
Okay, so with that, Keon with Ulrich, Peanut, and Korik towards the bow of the ship calls out, "Hello? Whisper sent me!" And for a moment, nothing. And then, with a sharp hiss of hydraulics and a clang, almost like gears clunking into action, the boarding ramp lowers itself slowly to the dock. And is standing atop the ramp, not a man or a woman, but a small brown and white ferret, dressed in a tiny, custom-fitted Skyfarer leathers, a red scarf fluttering behind them in the wind, and a pair of aviation goggles perched on their head like a crown.
I'm sorry, but when we started main characters, you did not say we could be ferrets.
Yeah,
The
there was
ferret-
no-
That would be your cat. That would be your party right now.
The
He would be
ferret
a bad
stands
ferret.
proud, paws on hips, tail flicking with attitude and chest out. It scans you. And then, with a dramatic nod, gestures you aboard.
I'm obsessed with it.
I'll protect this one with my own life.
Yeah.
The wind howls. The strangers begin to close in. Keon, half laughing, half panicked, goes, "She said unconventional. She didn't say strange, but let's move." And begins to board the Bianca. Yerl. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, as we start boarding, Ulrich's going to look towards Bierro to see what's going on that way. Continue.
Okay. As you all begin to
Oh,
board,
that was a loud sky plane.
that was a train. Sorry.
They're all coming in. They're all taking off.
The ramp clatters down, and as your boots strike the lower deck of Bianca, the atmosphere shifts. She isn't some pristine royal vessel. Bianca is a working ship. The deck beneath your feet is a patchwork of reinforced wood, salvaged skyship plating. Rope coils hang from rail pegs. A half-open crate reveals stacks of strange brass instruments, and the scent of burnt oil and citrus polish lingers in the air. Aether lines hum faintly underfoot, and a worn banner with a faded crest flaps lazily overhead in the crosswinds. But none of that holds your attention, because the ferret gives you all a look, measured, cool, and almost unimpressed.
Sounds about right.
Then he points at Keon, and without saying a word, he points with utter confidence towards Keon and points towards the back of the ship. Keon grunts and kind of lets out a sigh, like as Keon kind of moves to the front of the group and almost to get in line with where the ferret is. The ferret looks back towards the other three, or the other four at this point, and tips its head towards an interior hatch that's kind of lifted up ever so slightly, before strolling and going in the hatch itself. Yerrol.
Yes.
As this group begin to converge on your space, you look behind you as Octavius, the last one, boards the ship, and the gangplank begins to raise and retract into the ship. What do you want to do?
I'm going to start readying myself to sort of break off, to just take flight as high as possible, not to go up and that, but literally to go diagonal, to almost I'll try and meet the skyship as it starts to ascending. So I'm not going up to be caught or anything, just going to the things. I am going to prepare. Got the thing for it. Yes, I have. I am going to prepare another moonbeam.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my core staff to sort of kind of almost like I'm making a rounding motion. My eyes are going to go blue, and from the tip of my quarterstaff, I'm going to send almost, it looks like a tornado coming out the tip of it, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it fits the 40-foot cylinder that's going to stand right in front of me to fill as much of the gangplank as in front of me as I can. So they'll have to go through it to get to me. And she's also going to pull out her mace as well. And
as you take flight.
As I take flight, just to get ready to whack off, you know, or...
Fucking hell, Charlie. Phrasing!
Interesting word.
So that's how you're going to stop him.
Yeah.
Ulrich just at the back of the ship, eyes wide as it takes off. Tear.
A single tear. No.
Just falls into the wind.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking hell.
You know what I mean? Just to prepare that any that
It should
jump
have
at
been.
me.
Yeah.
At me, I'm going to hit to try and deflect to get back off of me, because I can't see any wind or anything that they could fly after me, or if they can, just I've got a weapon to stop them from coming at me, basically.
Perfect. Nice recovery.
Sorry about that.
You do that as the rest of you on the deck of the ship see that at the back of the ship, where the cockpit is, the door swings open and a silhouette fills the frame of the door. Tall, broad-shouldered, coat flicking in the wind as the door opens. This is the real pilot, it seems. Not the ferret.
Man, would have been so cool.
As Yerrol, you take flight backwards, a group of 8 hooded individuals turn the corner and begin to race down the docks. As you... Moonbeam starts to cast down, and as it collides, the ship's engines begin to... And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. So, we're going to find out who that pilot is. Please tune in next week, because it is very exciting, and you won't want to miss what happens next week. Luke, where are we sending folks this evening?
We're going to a channel called Once Upon a D20.
Excellent.
Oh, they're playing a lovely bit of D&D.
Love that. So please stick around. We will be raiding another channel. Please tune in next week. If you haven't already, and you do listen to podcasts, please search for Dice by the Sword on whatever platform you use. We are launching our podcast on Wednesday. Please keep up to date with that. We're going to drop the whole back catalogue of the Nyxalia campaign ready. So you will have 30-odd episodes to go through on Wednesday, the entire back catalogue. If you know people that like D&D but listen to podcasts, please point them in that direction. We are launching Wednesday. We want as many people behind this as possible so that we can kind of venture into the podcast realm as well as live streaming and VODs and all that kind of stuff. Thank you everybody for watching this evening. It's been a pleasure. We will catch you next Sunday, 7 p.m. here on Twitch, and you will find us on YouTube and social media in the meantime. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So long.
Yeah.